A meandering accordion certainly has meandered. This video is the after hours look behind the scenes as P gets her collage on.
Hello, this is P.
The Patricia. I am M. Mariah. And together we are
PM Artist Studio.
Hey, you know what? Now, let's get started. All right, there you are, thinking, I think.
I am. Thank you.
So you had already gotten some of this done. And then I was like, I should probably video a little bit of this. So I turned on the top view cam.
Really?
And yeah, this was after the live stream last week. So if you want to see and know about like exactly what's going on here, if you're just kind of jumping into this particular video, you can watch one of the, I'll put it at the end cards.
Oh, we're going to talk about this in
so yeah, you're kind of coming into a great video because there's going to be a live stream that will pop you into, and be sure to stay to the end. There'll be an end card there, and then I'll drop the one to what is coming up this evening, and then the one tomorrow.
There you go. How about that?
All right. Well, tell us about the things that you were collaging, P.
Well, I'm collaging a lot of things, and when you see them in the final version that I'm going to show you tomorrow, you will notice that a lot of things have been changed.
She can't keep her hands off.
I just can't. And well, and you know, when you go back through and evaluate and you lay them all out, because on this meandering journal, you can work on 4 pages at once because they lay out 4 pages.
Really nicely, yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of gives you, and you can kind of look at them and get a sense of the 2 pages that are going to be seen together. You want them to somehow or other have a continuity there. At least
a friendship.
I did. Yes.
A relationship.
A relationship. Very good.
We don't know how related they are.
Distant cousins, in some cases. Sometimes they could be, family members. Direct family members.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. Okay, see, here I go. Twisting.
Yeah, and it's funny, and then you start, moving things about. All right.
All right.
So you do need a little extra space.
Yes, for the meander.
Yes.
And you can't close them up and you still have wet glue there. So that is a consideration that really does need to be taken into account. I inadvertently put 2 together and had to redo them. It wasn't a conscious decision. It was a necessary decision.
Some repair.
Yeah. They hooked up.
They hooked up. They were having a relationship.
Yes. One that was not
right.
endorsed by the management. So they
today.
Had to have a bit of a rewrite. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so some of those pieces are the Collage Frottage. I think that particular one
is. Yes, it is. It's I think it's Geopoly.
Yes, it is Geopolynesian. If you are interested in some of these designs that you see, especially the ones exactly like what P is gluing down right now, those are our stencils and are perfect for texture paste, doing the frottage, the rubbings onto. You get all kinds of great ways to use them. We even use them as texture plates and then do tons of gel printing. So if you are new and you're like, oh my gosh, who are you people and what's going on? We got a lot going on.
We do. And it isn't always something that's planned.
No, we're moving on to collaging heads now, so that's interesting. There'll be more about that tonight, I think.
Oh,
yeah, yes. Good stuff. So if you're watching this and going, what are they talking about? Again, those links will be at the end of the video, so you'll know more about what we're talking about.
And also, during the live tomorrow, Mariah can zoom in.
Yes. I mean, I could here too a bit more, but I think it's better just to get the overall view and not bring it in and out. Well, this was more just to show in real time what is can be kind of a tedious, but also a very zen.
It really is. Once I get into it and I have my papers prepared, and that's the whole thing that you want to do.
Be prepared.
You want to have a good selection because you don't ever know exactly what it is that you're going to need. And I know that, I've talked to some of you about why I don't necessarily talk when I'm doing this is because my head's into the doing part. And when you start verbalizing, you lose some of that continuity of
train of thought
of what am I doing? Where is this going? artistically.
Yeah.
I know some people can talk and do art at the same time. I'm not one of those.
No, I can barely.
I have to really concentrate on what I'm doing because I never was a good multitasker. I'm too totally oblivious to anything going on around me. But Mariah, she's very sensitive to sound and whatnot. She's not one of those.
No, I can, not.
I love that we have this because now you can make a comparison to, what I finally ended up with, because in many senses, it's not anything like what's here.
And now some of those other little pieces there with the asemic writing on it were what, a lot of people would say failed image transfer. Remember? Because, they were the laser transfers.
Yes, the one little white ghosty one, I don't know. I'll point it out tomorrow. That white ghosty one, that is a direct transfer from the plate onto.
Right there, where, right next to where P is gluing down right now, is the what she's talking about. That was actually transferred from a gel plate. But that was the one that worked. And it was that was way too hard to...
the others sort of got covered up because they were just smushy and they weren't good. But there are some on here
and I think
in turquoise.
And I think we showed a little bit of that in last week's live stream as well.
Because I needed some little spots of turquoise to cover, kind of break up all the dark brown. And I used those in that capacity. And I think you see them on there. Some of them disappear a little bit more and are more subtle.
The tissue paper is, the big winner here.
It is.
And then also some of Lisa's wax dyed papers are very fun to work with. So any specialty papers you can get your hands on are always great. That's why I said, this is specialty papers. If you can get, or talk to your friends, put the message out there that you'd like little bits, because you don't need a ton of it.
No, you don't, especially when you're using it.
We even cut up the big sheets because we were just we couldn't find them. And so little pieces are perfect for collage. You can even buy little sets of collage pieces, or just reach out to us, please. I got things.
We can definitely
hook you up.
Definitely. Yeah. No problemo.
And I tell you what, if you place an order with PM Artist Studio, I'm going to send you some little happy bits to use anyway. So,
there you
go. I think you're kind of assessing where you're at with the, folding. So you have to, as you do the meander.
Yes, you have to reestablish where you're going with your meander. Are you going down the rosy path to the right or the one covered in nettles to the left?
So you readjusted there.
Yeah. And you can see that, it's just necessary.
And all of the background is gel printed. Just mucky muck, gel printing, mucky muck, as we say. And then now she's going over it with the little different bits of either frottage, specialty papers, a little bit of the laser print thing. That's what the whole asemic writing was about. And I think at some point I will have those available in the shop. I just haven't been able to get those created quite yet. But we have other sets, too, to be able to do what people call image transfer, but really it's like a resist. And there's tons of our videos for that as well. So, hang around, watch some of those, get note up.
Absolutely. And the other thing that I would add is that it really is, if you're working on your meandering book like this one, do flip it and flop it and look at it and see what's happening.
Open it back up.
To see that you've got something that feels like it goes together. You shouldn't have
each page is kind of like, oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah, you shouldn't have each page it should have some sort of feeling
story
and continuity and a common thread. I love it.
Yeah, we've said that before. I can't
and
remember.
Actually, we've had a common thread.
We have, literally,
physically a thread.
Literally.
And that might be something that would be really interesting to do.
I love that whole idea. with the fibers, maybe you should bring some fiber, more yarn fibers into it versus just the paper fibers.
I will take that under consideration on my next one, because I'm starting a whole new one.
We have quite
tomorrow.
a few of these, because there were examples and such that had to,
And I'm still working on Izzy's book, but I haven't, I just kind of put it all together and set it aside.
Oh, goodness. This might be in a box.
Maybe.
It's going to be one of those.
I just, I don't know. Maybe wait till she's old enough to help me do it.
That's how her scrapbook sort of worked out there for a while. Oh, yes, indeed. Some projects get done and some just, have phases of life.
Yeah.
Those little pieces, I think that's some of Lisa's papers there. The brighter kind of
turquoisey
stuff.
I'm not really sure.
And that's the other thing to keep in mind, that as you're gluing these things down, some things are going to change in color. Some things might even just disappear.
And that's a good point, because when I wanted them to be a little less obvious, I would use the sprays, and I'd spray into the lid and brush them on with the fan brush.
Just give it a little...
Because am I using the fan brush there?
No, that's your kind of abrasive, punchy brush that Robin was worried about you.
Tearing up tissue paper.
It's okay, Robin.
Sometimes I kind of like it.
She likes an abrasive brush.
I do. I want it to really get into the grooves there.
Sometimes her stuff needs, a little more. It's usually heavy duty. But that one paper, so that's the Ogura. I hope I'm saying that right. Lace paper.
Yes.
The brown that you see. And P actually had gel printed over that. So that's why it looks a little different.
And I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to gel print on some more of those. We found some more specialty papers that Lisa hooked us up with.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa, from Series Hecka.
And I'm going to gel print over them to make them more in tune to what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And the other thing is you can even spray them and, alter the color, especially if you're getting something that's a little bit lighter in color. The darker they are, obviously, the harder they're going to be to alter.
Or you just use a really opaque
paint.
And you want to be kind of careful with that, because sometimes you can really destroy some of the character of the paper. So, I would say semi-opaque.
Go lightly.
Go lightly. You can always go over it.
And it's kind of like, dyeing your hair. Do a little test piece.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to screw out a whole great big bunch of paper. Just
especially that stuff. It's specialty for a reason, meaning it's specialty priced.
It is.
And I know that some of you guys out there, it's even more expensive just because of how you have to have it shipped in and things like that. So things to keep in mind for sure on that. But find some friends. Tell them to send you some happy mail.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. Trade.
We'll trade. We're always willing to trade some things. We love a little swap and make. Actually, we have some of those coming up too. So stay tuned on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Excited.
Are we going to do the happy mail tonight? We can open the happy mail.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do a happy mail video, but it'll be in the intro for sure. Yeah. There you go. I'm sure you guys want to hear all about that. Piece just gluing down more little fuzzy bits. I love the fuzzy bits.
I do too, and I think the thing that I really liked in this particular journal, doing it like this, was making... I have some of that on almost every single page. Some pages it's more obvious than others. Yeah. But it's also was a way of breaking up. Softening edges, making something look a little less stark.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I do there where the bright turquoise is that's leaping out at you right now. I go back over that, and that sort of recedes into the background.
This thing over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, over on the far right bottom panel.
Yeah, the vertical.
Yeah, I was wondering. She doesn't like corners either. I'm kind of surprised you shoved that little piece right there, but you got some plans.
I do. I do.
That's fun. It's like she's going for the corner. Oh, no.
Well,
threes.
I'm taking it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to put another piece up there that's sort of a lost and found.
Floating object.
Floating object. It has relationship to what is going on below.
See, these are important things. Things pointing into a page versus, pointing them out.
Yeah, that's just
that one makes me crazy when I'm like, don't have somebody looking
don't
out,
make
off the
the
page.
reindeer jump off the page.
Yeah, where are they going?
Yeah.
What was there that they're not interested in?
Yeah, really. If they're not interested, why should I be? I'm going to go check out where that reindeer's going.
He's chasing that reindeer.
Oh, well, let's see what happens when it catches it. That could be really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there, I think is that the end?
This is the end.
That's the end. Wow, that just kind of...
Like I said, stay here for a second because the end cards will come up and I will then drop in those other links that we were talking about earlier on in the video. But there it is in in that state. It doesn't look like that any longer. So stay tuned to that. If you want to see that, you need to either show up tonight or tomorrow or maybe the next week. Check out our live streams. That's where we really hang out and do all that business. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. And as always,
don't forget to ring that bell.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.